and the awesome people planning awesome Disney and Universal Vacations group. And we're live on YouTube. Oh my gosh, almost 2,000 YouTube subscribers. It's been so long since I've seen you guys. And I'm super excited to be here tonight. We are talking all the things not so scary. This is something new we're doing. We're going to come live to you guys every single week with something new. We're celebrating halfway to Halloween is what we're celebrating. This week is all about Walt Disney World. Next week is going to be about Universal and Halloween Horror Nights. But I have two amazing rock star travel planning genies with me to share all things halfway to Halloween at Walt Disney World. I got the incredible Christina with me. Christina, why don't you tell everybody where you're from?
Originally, I'm from Orlando, but now I'm from South Carolina. We're in Charleston.
Yay, Charleston! Is that where the Charleston came from? The actual Charleston, the dance? Do you know?
Probably. I'm going to learn that eventually.
We're not experts in dance, so we're just going to say yes and move on. And then we have the incredible Derek, who is joining us from, where are you joining us from, Derek?
The South Bend area. So I live near South Bend, Indiana.
South Bend area of Indiana. Amazing. Well, you guys, let's start off because we're celebrating halfway to Halloween, and I want to make sure you guys watch until the end of this video because we actually have a really amazing guide to share with all of you, but there's a special way for you to get this guide, and you can only get this guide one certain way. And Sarah, who's our brilliance in our hive, she's an annual pass holder. She created this with all of our input, and so we have this special guide for you. But you can't have the guide unless you stay to the end. You figure out how you're going to get it. But what we want to do is, first of all, can someone comment and let us know? Can everyone see us and hear us okay? Because I don't want to we're going to go through our top 10 things for Not So Scary at Walt Disney World for Halloween. And I don't want to start this top 10 list if you guys cannot hear and see us okay. So if you guys will please comment that you can, amazing, great, good to go. That's what I needed to hear. Love ya, thank ya, appreciate ya. All right, so we are going to talk about what we love about visiting Walt Disney World around Halloween time. And I'm just going to toss this one to you, Christina, first, and just say, what do you love and are excited about for Halloween at Walt Disney World?
I mean, I love a theme. I'll take anything themed. So if you give me Disney theming and you add on top Halloween theming, I'm there. I'm so there. I love everything about it.
I love that. Derek, what about you, bud?
Yeah. So I discovered Disney Halloween as an adult instead of as a child. And I am a Disney adult, as you can see. And what I love about it is not only is the weather great, but my favorite ride is the Haunted Mansion, if you couldn't tell. And so there's lots to do revolving around my favorite ride. So it just adds to the magic.
Oh, there is so much to do because especially for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, they have Madame Leota outside, right? And they also have the smoke effects and the special lighting. And then, of course, the actual cast members have the cobwebs in their hair and the special makeup, which is really, 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 really fun. I'm so glad that you mentioned that because a lot of people, they glance over that when they talk about why Not So Scary is so good. But you know what? I want to talk about a couple of things first that people forget about Halloween time. First of all, compared to the summer and compared to spring break and Easter and Christmas, the crowds are lower. Like, I will never tell anybody that Disney is not busy. I say there's less busy, there's busy and very busy, right? Disney is always busy, but it is less busy during those times of the month, especially in September, right after everybody goes back to school, which I think is really, really cool. So let's start our top 10 list and why we love Halloween time at Walt Disney World. You guys, by the way, this is the perfect time to plan a Halloween vacation, especially August and September. Especially August and September, because October, the crowds start to go up again because people have fall break. So August and September is really the best time to plan those Halloween time Walt Disney World vacations. But I'm going to talk about something that is not at the Magic Kingdom. What? And that's because people forget about this. Minnie's Halloween and Dine. Have you guys been to any of the Minnie's Hollywood and dining experiences? Derek and Christina? Or you want to talk about what you love about it?
I personally have not. I did have a client do the Christmas one, and they absolutely loved it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So number one, it's like intensely kid friendly. I mean, most character dining is, but there was something about this one that both parents said was like, it was really focused on like the kids and the experience of like, you really felt like you were a guest of Minnie at like some fancy Hollywood party. It's also a buffet, so there's something for even like the pickiest eaters, which is great. And it appeals to like a wide range of people. So it's just a really, really fun experience for everybody.
Yes, and actually, I know I have a picture. Oh wait, did I just stop screen sharing? Oh, it's still there. Okay, good. I know that I have a picture of Hollywood and Vine to show you guys because here it is. So this is why I love Halloween and Dine. First of all, a lot of people forget that Not So Scary Halloween Party, you can actually enter the park at 4 p.m. So the ticket starts at 7 p.m., but people forget that they can actually enter the park at 4 p.m., right? And one thing that I love to do is a kind of a tradition for us is that we will go to have a late lunch at Minnie's Halloween Dine over at Hollywood Studios before we head over to the Magic Kingdom, because look at how cute these characters are. I mean, look at Donald in the space outfit. Look at Daisy with her spiderweb outfit. Minnie is a witch. Mickey is actually supposed to be like a vampire. And then Goofy is a cowboy. And you guys can barely see it, but he has like this little spider in his hat that's coming down. And I mean, part of the fun for me of Walt Disney World is interacting with the characters and seeing them in costumes like this. And so I think that this is a really golden nugget that a lot of people miss for Halloween time, and a great thing to do. Can you guys guess what I think is a great alternative if you can't do this on the night of Not So Scary or while you're doing a Halloween vacation at Walt Disney World? Where is the only place you can meet the evil queen for dinner?
That would be the Snow White dinner at Artist Palette.
Artist Point, yeah. Artist Point, absolutely. Yeah. And I think if I had to choose another dining experience for a Halloween, September, October, late August, where I know I'm going to do more of this, I would definitely do Artist Point to see the evil queen. Now that I'm thinking about this, I'm like, you should do both. For your Halloween vacation, you should totally see the evil queen and do Artist Point and do this as well. And I want to also just pause this for a second, because I'm hopeful that Disney at some point will bring back the Return to Sleepy Hollow. And if you guys don't know what that is, Return to Sleepy Hollow was a separate ticketed party event where you would go to Tri-Circle D Ranch and you would watch the Disney cartoon of Sleepy Hollow in the Headless Horseman. And there was it was a dessert party, and they set up like this Boot Hill like cemetery, and you could actually have a picture taken with the Headless Horseman after the movie was done. And if you've ever watched the movie's not the best, but the Headless Horseman part is cool. But that was really, really fun. All right, so let's go to the actual Not So Scary part itself. Let's talk about the shorter lines and the special overlays of music. Derek, why don't you start us off and talk about that first?
Yeah, sure. So, because Mickey's Not So Scary is a crowd-controlled, hard-ticketed event that starts at 7 o'clock, you're going to experience shorter wait times than if you were in the park, like on a generic non-party day. And so that will get you on Space Mountain faster. It will get you on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train faster, without using Genie Plus. It will get you into Haunted Mansion faster, and that's really cool. It's something I really enjoy. And then the overlays. So we mentioned earlier that Lady. So it's not actually Madame Leota. It's Lady Renata.
Oh, thank you for correcting me. I like to tell people I surround myself on my team with people who are much smarter and brilliant than I am. So
No,
I appreciate that. Madame Leota is the one in the crystal ball.
correct. Yeah. So Lady Renata is one of the two sisters that supposedly inspire the dueling portraits in the ballroom scene. So anyway, she's out there, and she talks to you, and there's like smoke and special lighting, and she looks like a ghost, and she does interact with you. I remember the second year I did Mickey's Not So Scary. There was a kid dressed as Harry Potter in line, and she told him that he was in the wrong park, which I thought was really funny. So they really do like interact with you, and it makes it like extremely more magical, and it really connects you with the park and the Imagineering stories behind the rides. There's also, and I know that it's been off and on, but they do like a Halloween overlay in Space Mountain, where it's like really spooky. And I'm sure I'm forgetting some other overlays.
Pirates of the Caribbean, they have real life
Yes.
pirates, which is
Yeah.
really, really fun. And I would not be surprised if they do a special something for Tron. I mean, with all the new LED lights that they have for Tron, like on the outside, like I feel like that lends itself to something really cool. And then the Motor Speedway usually has some pretty cool lighting as well.
Yeah. And then the castle itself, now with the projection technology that they have, it usually has some sort of spooky, festive lighting on it. And it is heavily featured in the, and I'm not trying to jump the line or anything, but it does have heavily featured in the Spelltacular, the Hocus Pocus Spelltacular. It actually serves as like the set for them. And then there are also like jack-o'-lanterns and fall garlands and other fun stuff.
Now you're jumping the gun too much.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But look at this awesome picture of her Renalda. Is that how you say it? Renalda?
It's Renata.
Renata.
Yeah.
Well, I just gave her an Italian name. But you can see that awesome picture of her. All right, so that's number 9. Number 8 is costumes and Disney mounting. Christina, tell me all about costumes and Disney mounting and why that makes it super fun at Walt Disney World during Halloween time.
Yeah, because how many other times in a year do you get to wear a costume, you know? So long as you don't bring, obviously you can't do any weapons, not even if they're fake, but still you can dress up as your favorite characters. You can go in your favorite Disney bound. Disney bounding is really fun for me in the parks, you know, it just adds to your experience. You always want to be able to interact with the characters the best that you can. They'll kind of pick you out of a crowd and start playing around with you and communicating with you. So that's always fun.
Yeah, and you don't have to do anything too crazy, right, with your costumes. I mean, this is one of our other travel planners. This is Laura Morrison and her family, and that's Terry right there. But you can see how they dressed up in jerseys of where they went to college, which is really, really fun, or their favorite sports team. So you don't have to go crazy with Disney bounding, although some people do, right? Some people do. And it does make it a whole lot of fun, and nobody's going to judge you, right, Christina? Like nobody's going to judge you in costume. Now, I did a video where I was doing about how to use magic wands in the Wizarding World, and I dress up in drag, and you would have thought that like I had like, I don't know, like, you know, 3 eyes or something crazy. But yeah, I mean, this is really fun. The costumes and Disney bounding is really fun. Let's talk about magic shots. Derek, like, why is that cool?
Well, magic shots are cool in general. I mean, if you get the Memory Maker package, you know, those are special effects that are available to you in all 4 of the parks. But what's really cool about the Halloween ones are they put you in the middle of the story. It's not just, you know, you posing and then boom, there's a character. It's like, no, I want you to act scared. And so you do the thing. And then when you get the picture back, there's like the 3 hitchhiking ghosts from the Haunted Mansion next to you. Or, you know, there's a really famous one, Brandon, I think you have it. I know you've posted it, where you and Dustin are dipping the apple in the cauldron on Main Street in front of the castle. So really you get to like go inside of your own story for however long, you know, your photo shoot takes. And then you get that snapshot, and it creates these really wonderful moments where, you know, you look back and it's like, I call it sprinkles. It's like that sprinkles feeling on a cake. You know, the frosting is good, but the sprinkles are better.
I've never heard that before, but yeah, you're right. And I was actually trying to scroll through the pictures to see if I have, because I know which magic shot you're talking about. It's with us with the candy cauldron, but I don't think I uploaded it for this one. But here is another great picture of just the Haunted Mansion with the special lighting and the overlays. Like that is just, I mean, that is amazing and super, super fun. And yeah, it's awesome. And this one,
and they're really, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, here's another outfit one. This is Laura and Terry again dressed as pirates, going back to the outfits. Go ahead, Derek.
I was just gonna say, like it's really cool, but it's also kind of hard on your own to focus some pictures because of all the lighting effects. So having the professional shots also helps with that. Because I've experienced like, oh, that's a great picture, let's move on, and then I go back and it's all not great.
Yes, absolutely. All right, number 6, trick or treating. Christina, tell me all the things.
Trick or treating. Oh, this one trips me up though.
Oh, we can talk about it together. So you guys, one thing that we love about Not So Scary is that they have trick or treat locations throughout the entire park of Magic Kingdom. So as soon as you get in, you will get a guide map basically. And the guide map is actually going to show you where all of the trick or treating locations are. So this was the guide map for last year. And the inside is going to have all the different locations, and Disney will actually give you a bag to go trick-or-treating for Not So Scary Halloween Party, which is great. But that's not what you need to bring. You need to bring your own bag, okay? Because when you bring your own bag, there's unlimited amount of candy that you can get. And a lot of people don't know this tip. So I'm gonna give you this tip. And please do not share this with everybody else. This is only for the people watching on YouTube, only for the people in our amazing Travel Genie fan club. But if you wait until the end of the party, like around 11:45, 11:50, and you go through the trick-or-treat locations at that point in time, any box that has been opened has to be fully distributed to guests. They cannot save the candy for the next night. So they will literally dump your bag full. I have friends that are school teachers, and they will go to Not So Scary, and they will use that candy for the whole rest of the school year for their kids. And they come with a huge, huge, huge bag for the candy. So that is another thing to love about. And if you're, another thing is too, is like they have fruity candy, they have chocolate candy. So if you're a picky candy person like me, you can kind of pick it out and trade with other people in your family. And they also have people who have allergies. They have special candy if you have any kind of like nut or peanut allergy and stuff like that. Disney's got you covered. All right. How about number 5? Let's talk about this, Christina. Halloween decor and specialty treats.
Oh, the specialty treats. This is what I go to Disney for. This is the whole reason I go to Disney. I want to go and I want to look at all the decorations, like all the different pumpkins. I want to see all the different theming. They've got all these different treats spread around the park that are themed after all the different things. Disney food is something different.
Yeah, and every year they change these treats too. So like this was, I think this is called the Bride's Cake, is what it is, and this was inspired from the Haunted Mansion. And it was like a cupcake. This was over an Adventureland, and this was a headless horseman, fruit strawberry swirl concoction. And then, of course, this was a pumpkin ice cream over by Anti-Gravity's in Tomorrowland with the huge orange Mickey marshmallow on top. And you cannot go wrong with Sleepy Hollow with some waffles. Waffle, I mean, and there's the sprinkles, Derek. You said about the sprinkles, right? Like,
right.
there you go. And like, honestly, if I had to choose what treats were the most Instagram worthy for any Disney vacation, it's going to be anything that is Mickey shaped. I think a Mickey shaped treat is always going to trump a lot of other things. Diane, another one of our amazing travel planners, she is obsessed with the Mickey
pretzels that are big as your head.
Yes, the Mickey pretzels for sure. All right, so let's talk about the Disney's Not So Spooky Spelltacular, the fireworks show, Derek.
Yeah. So this is actually why I've gone to Mickey's Not So Scary 3 times. The entertainment is unparalleled. I would say Christmas comes close, but they really step it up for Halloween, both with the Hocus Pocus Spelltacular and then the fireworks. What's really, really cool about Hocus Pocus is there are multiple showings throughout the night. And if you're like me and you don't have to go back and go to bed early, I always wait for the...
Wait, I don't want to talk about this one yet, Derek.
Wait.
The fireworks.
Oh, well, okay, because their show's called The Spelltacular, so you got me all confused. So the fireworks are... So Minnie Minnie and the other Fab Five are invited to go into a haunted house, and the story is told through projections on the castle, and then fireworks and spooky music accompany them on their adventures, and they are visited by some of Disney's most notorious villains, as well as kind of like going. It's an original story, so it's not something like Enchantment, where you were watching clips of things that you know before. It's an actual original story told through projection, music, and fireworks.
Yes, and I just edited this because it should just be Disney's not so spooky fireworks is what it should be. That's why you were confused. But this only happens once a night for a Not So Scary Halloween party. So you have to make sure that you watch it. It usually is right in between several of the, it's usually between the 2 parades and between some of the Hocus Pocus villain spectaculars. Now let's talk about number 3. And I want to talk about this because this is my favorite thing ever, which is a special character meet and greets. You guys, if you are not excited about meeting Disney characters, if you're not excited about your kids meeting Disney characters, like you're missing a huge piece of the magic. Okay, let's just be really real about that. And what I love about Not So Scary Halloween Party is that you can actually see rare characters you can't see at other times of the year, and that they're only available. Now, the last year was the first year that it came back since COVID. The years before that was like the hybrid Halloween party. I anticipate this year having more character meet and greets or more normalcy than there has been in previous years. And one of the and it doesn't matter if you're a huge princess fan or other character fan, princesses usually have their princes for the Halloween party. And I have, you guys, I love the characters. Here are some pictures. Cruella usually comes and meets. She wasn't there last year, but I'm hopeful she makes a return this year. But Cruella is usually out. Usually she's over there in the Big Top Circus area over by the train station. Queen of Hearts and Tweedledee and Tweedledum are usually over there by the teacups, over there by that area of Fantasyland. Lotso sometimes makes an appearance, which is really cool. This picture was taken with Lotso over in Tomorrowland. And believe it or not, the hag, or the old hag from Snow White, she was over by Liberty, by the Hall of the Presidents several years back. And let's see what other ones that I had. Jafar over in Adventureland, which is amazing. Elvis Stitch is usually in Tomorrowland. You have Gaston as well. And then, of course, you have Minnie as a witch in her Halloween costume and attire. And then you have Pirate Goofy over by Barnstormer. You guys, can you guys tell what I love? Like, I would want to get a picture with every single Disney character and their special outfit for sure. Jafar is probably one of my favorites because you rarely see Jafar, the villains, out there getting pictures with them, which is really, really, really cool. Oops. Now we're over to the villain Spelltacular. Oh, this is another good one to show you guys. Tarzan, Jane, and Turk. Again, rare characters, super fun, super amazing to see that for sure. Okay, so number 2, the Boo to You Parade. Who wants to talk about this one? Go for it, Derek.
Yeah. Can everyone hear me? I had a little bit of an issue with the camera.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So Boo to You is an epic parade. It is my favorite. I actually start playing the soundtrack sometime in like early August to kind of line up with the beginning of the parties. It is one of the, I think it's the longest parade, at least at Disney World.
It is. It is definitely one of the longest parades on any Disney property. One of the longest, if not the longest, for sure.
Yeah, but it's got a killer soundtrack. It's so good, and it gets you really in the Halloween spirit. So it starts off with the Headless Horseman actually riding a real horse, which is like super spooky. I don't care if you're 0 or 100 when you see the park go dark and that horse ride by you and a guy without a head like is on it. That's visually, it's just really spooky. And then they start this like thunder effect and everything, and then you see this lovely banner that is pulled up, and it's very bright, it's very vibrant. You get to see characters, kind of like the meet and greets. You get to see characters that you don't see all the time. So you see Clarabelle Cow, for example. You see the Gravediggers from the Haunted Mansion, and they actually do like a thing with their shovels, and they throw sparks on the pavement. You get to see Jafar. I thought I saw a picture of Jafar earlier. The Evil Queen, Maleficent. You get to see like a skeletal band, kind of like a la Hocus Pocus, the original, the ones that are playing up on the stage. And it's a really fun time for everyone. There's Clarabelle. That's her float. And then there's Mickey and Minnie, and you get to see them in like Halloween regalia. So it's so fun. It's definitely worth finding a good spot. Actually, one of the better spots, and this might be in the guide, that I found is in Liberty Square. I really enjoyed watching it from there.
You guys, that's my favorite parade spot ever. It's over and over across from Splash Mountain, over there by the Country Bear Jamboree. I love watching the parades over there because it's not as busy. It's not maybe as pretty as the castle shots when you have the castle or down Main Street, but I really love it. I think especially for Halloween, it just feels more Halloweeny over there anyway. Or in Liberty Square as it's turning by the Haunted Mansion, it also feels just more Halloweeny too, as opposed to the castle. So I love that. All right. Number 1, my favorite, the Hocus Pocus Villain Spelltacular. I could talk hours just about this. Christina, tell everybody what this is.
Yes. So this is basically, it's a musical. It's a live musical show. As Derek said, it does take place in front of the castle. So you've got all of that beautiful area there. But I feel like you guys are so much better about talking about this.
No.
You guys have all the detail, and
you're doing great, Boo. So Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular is a live stage show in front of Cinderella's castle. And the reason why we love it so much is because who doesn't love the Sanders assistants from Hocus Pocus? I wish there was a meet and greet to meet them, but there's not. However, what there is you can watch them basically conjure up frightful friends and cast a spell. And there are 3 main villains that have their own basically song is Oogie Boogie, and then Dr. Facilier as well. And then who's the third one? Why am I going blank, Derek?
I don't think she really has a song.
Oh, it's Maleficent.
It's Maleficent. Yeah, she comes in.
Song, and then they all sing together. That's why I drew a blank. But you guys, whenever I go to Not So Scary, I will watch this at least twice. At least twice. Usually there's 3 showings. As it gets closer to Halloween, there's 4 showings. Usually there's always a showing at midnight, which is great because technically the party ends at midnight. But if you watch the midnight showing, you're basically staying until like 12:30 anyway, which is super, super fun. And hands down, this is, in my opinion, the best castle stage show out of any of them across all the parks, every place. This is my absolute favorite. And it's awesome too at the end when Maleficent basically conjures up like the evil queen and Jafar and the evil stepmother, and you see them do their thing. That hands down, this is one of my favorite pieces of the whole entire event, for sure. Derek, what do you want to add about that?
Yeah. So what I was saying a little bit ago is like, if you're, like me, and you're not required or you don't have a necessity to go to bed before 1 a.m. I really enjoy watching the very last showing of the Spelltacular, because they say it's the witching hour and it literally is midnight. So that just adds something like super spooky and cool. Also, usually that's a great time to get up front and get pictures, because everyone that has wanted to see it has seen it. And so people that are watching it for, the second or third time are like super fans. So it's always the most rowdy of the showings. So that would be my tip is, if you can wait until the last showing of the evening.
I love that. So here's the thing. We are obsessed with Disney. We're obsessed with helping families save time, save stress, save a hassle, create extra magic. You guys know this spill if you guys have been watching on YouTube for a while. And I want to encourage you guys, if you're watching on YouTube, I want to encourage you to make sure that you actually stop by over our Facebook group, Awesome People Planning Totally Awesome Disney Universal Vacations, because that is where you can interact with all of our amazing team of travel planners all the time. And anybody who is in that group, if you comment Not So Scary, we'll DM you our guide, our top top 10 guide to Mickey's not so scary Halloween party, which we already have prepared. And we would love to see you guys in that community in there. So make sure that you guys do that. And if you are watching it inside this Facebook group, all you need to do is comment not so scary. And then we're going to DM you our really, really special guide. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Christina and Derek, for joining us today. I appreciate all of your knowledge. And next week, you guys, we'll be back live, same time. And we're going to be talking about all the things about Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Orlando. So it's going to be a little bit more PG-13 conversation as opposed to PG. So we look forward to seeing all of you guys there. And we hope all of you guys have an incredible day.